All right. Where is? I just found it. The one I was just looking for. I just overlooked it because it was Washington, not Seattle. But same. Yeah, line cutting.
One of the biggest fitness myths is
This is your sign to get the.
Yeah, this fucking ass.
Welcome back. So people are cutting in line at Washington Ferry terminals, and the rule-following drivers, understandably, they're not happy about it. The Washington State Patrol tells Fox 13 people are getting so upset, Edmonds police are arresting people for getting violent. So before the problem gets any worse, Edmonds police, State Patrol, and ferries are teaming up to crack down starting.
You see, another thing with these Democrats, they gotta wait till it gets out of control to make people act right. That's what niggas say. They give them act right. That's what I'm saying. Matter of fact, I just reminded myself like, say right now, of a car. This is like 10 years ago, and this is back in Birmingham, 11 years. The car right now is running from the police or a dude on foot. And if cops get out, hey, maybe they do give them a couple of and we all sitting here. There was none of that because we a bunch of OGs, so we just this shit funny. They gave him some of that act right because just like all the videos they were protesting about, this nigga started fighting back. And there's a couple of times I heard stories. This was like in 2010. That's what we slapped. Yeah, he did start fighting back. And hell, I even got one myself, but they didn't do it. And I don't know. I barely remember, but all I know is my homeboy. They knew they wasn't finna jump in with the police. I was, whatever, snapping. This was, it was the program, but this is like 2009. I didn't know what was going on. Why I was snapping so hard. And the funny thing though, but when they left and I came back down, and as the young folks they say blanking out, whatever. I don't know what that. That's when they talk about they finna do something. But with me, it was totally different. Another reason. But and I thought it was funny as hell too, cause he said you kept talking and they kept well not talking. Me. Everybody watch my videos on my my live stream. I was, but these were Democrat cops in Birmingham, black dudes, black cops. And he said they started putting on them black gloves. And, they ain't going to the army, So when I was in the army, they really, by the time I got back, they were really, I guess, baptized by the streets, but he said, so they knew with them black girls, just the little black girl. He said it was funny as hell when he said it, so I couldn't help but laugh. He said, you kept talking, they put up, they looked at each other like they were trying to let me go. I guess, I don't know. To fucked around to find out, but they ended up letting me go. And he said he saw them putting on the black gloves. They finna do you up, and I guess I would have woke up, with some lumps or whatever. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta recognize you was one wilding out. These black, they got these little boys now, and I'm talking about some of them 6'3" and 30 and 40 years old, but they little boys, thinking. And I'm not on the police side, but like I said, you didn't have to hide. You just, if you doing something wrong, you had to be smarter. And this after I got out the army. I don't know what. Probably this was, matter of fact, probably caused of the program. That's why I was snapping. That something was wrong. And these supposed to be my homies. We grew up since we were little kids. Since I first moved to Birmingham. And I don't care about. That's what I'm saying. I ain't care about that street shit. When I got out the army, they did travel with me at first. We'll wear this around here. This is like 2000, and I'm like, then I'm older than them. By like 2 years. They wasn't even in high school at the same time I was. It's like, y'all don't even know what I know. And technically, you don't even know what I know. But, at the time, as though, I don't know, maybe I felt more betrayed that they were, whatever they was doing, I didn't know it was just part of the program, a government program. And, it's just, Yeah, to me it was like, so I don't know how, and whatever somebody called, probably older neighbor. He was a retired state trooper, and I known him since I first moved. He lived there. He retired, and he's older, and well, obviously older. He's a Mister So and So, and maybe he called because sometimes he would be calling the police, and everybody get mad at him. But that's what I'm saying. It wasn't no don't snitch. And well, plus he a retired state trooper, so he got guns, and plus we known him since we was little kids. So ain't nobody, whatever. And he really ain't called unless you did something. All the other stuff, he just ignored. He was retired, well, still is. So I think he called the police on me that time. But anyway, that was the whole story. It's like that was even I almost got done up one time, and I don't know, maybe. And this is way before this shit. But anyway.
Starting tomorrow.
Fox 13's Nikki Torres joins us from the Edmonds Ferry Terminal. And Nikki, this is not the first time agencies have had to do emphasis patrol, right?
Well, this is certainly an ongoing issue. In 2021, WSP did emphasis patrol for the exact same reason. People were cutting in line at the ferry terminal. The difference now, however, is that the number of calls for road rage have gone up. People are not only arguing verbally, but they are also getting physical. It almost sounds silly saying it out loud. Getting arrested, going to jail, all because someone cut you in line. But it's happened.
And you see how they make it, they try to make the people who's taking a stand, and because the Democrats won't do it on purpose. Obviously, this is the plan, chaos. So people, they're going to arrest the people who got violated, jumped in front of, and who said something. But then now they doing something because probably was regular people who ain't got no. You probably had people who don't even have no record at all, and they like, no, we not no dummies. You're not gonna do us any kind of way. They got lawyers and all types of shit, and still had to get the fine, but the lawyer probably got it reduced or $50 or. Like they're saying, you wasting money. It's like, nah, that's not stupid. You got at the point you can't take it.
And it continues to occur at the Edmonds Ferry Terminal.
Edmonds seems to be getting the most complaints for line cutting, and in the past 2 months, they've just had more and more complaints and escalations that turn into road rage incidents, and arrests are being made.
For that reason, WSP, Edmonds Police, and state ferries are teaming up to catch line cutters.
With the upcoming months and the fact that more people are going to be traveling by...
And see, also, since I know normally that I'm going to wait, and sometimes I do, but I'm not jumping really. I think people know when, I don't know, it's like people know, because we'll ask. That's what I said. I said that, yeah, that when you like, say you didn't see the sign that it's gonna, they finna merge this construction on the street, and you end up caught, and you stop and you ask. Oh, you ain't even got to roll down if you got your window up. You just, point, you don't let, and they like, yeah, go ahead. That's all you got to do, just ask. And they could tell you embarrassed because you got caught, and you do the little thank you, and that's it. I don't care how hard you is. That's all you gotta do is do the little wave and just ask. But if you're doing it, I don't know. But these motherfuckers, they just here and they cut in front of you like this shit cool, and that's how shit start. And as a matter of fact, if the people that they got cut in front of are the ones getting arrested, it sound like these little punks are getting their ass whooped for doing that shit. And yeah, they arrested.
And the lines are going to get longer and wait times are going to get longer. We don't want to see an increase in these calls and the situations where people are getting violent.
If you've ever taken a ferry out of Edmonds to get to Kingston, you know what it's like to be in this line. During peak hours, you'll sit here idling in your car for hours.
Oh, they said, I forgot. Yeah, they said hours. And like I said, where I'll be getting stuck is right around the corner. Well, not around the corner, about 5 minutes. It's like a extra 5 minutes in line, if that long. Probably not even that long. And that's why, you just wait. Or sometimes I'll just get in the turning lane and go all the way around. I go an extra 5-minute trip riding up the street and then make a right. And then, make another right, then come back down. Or you can go to the right and go the other way and, go that way and go closer to downtown or uptown, whatever the fuck they call it here. And or just like I said, just sit in fucking line, and then they. So I know that once and they know the gang stalkers following me, and they want to try to get. They always wait till I get close to the point where you got to merge, and they'll send somebody to jump in front of me. True story. You know, I never even made a video about it, you know, because I got the gas cam. So you'll see I get right to the point. But now I know I'm not as linked, you know, just, you know, I'm more aware. So every time I go that way, I automatically know as soon as I pull up and I'm in line to, you know, hug the little bumper, because right there you can do it tailgating, because, you know, we're stopping and inching forward. And so and then it's sure enough, here comes somebody. And the person in front of me, more than likely, is, I don't know, a gang stalker too. It's like, you're not getting in front of me, but you're getting in front of the car in front of me. But anybody else ain't gonna let them in. And this been going on for like 6 months now, whatever, how long they doing construction, probably longer if I go that way. But
commuters like Deanne have seen the line.
And now that's what I'm saying. Everything that I keep seeing, or they started with, they're you know, they're giving the order to do it all over the country. But like I said, they think I'm letting it go because I'm too scared to do so. It's like, why would I do something and have to pay Democrats money, more money, Democrats money? Well, not more money. Have to pay them at all. The cities, the mayors, you know, the police. Basically, you might, if that's the case, that's why I told niggas, y'all keep getting in trouble with these little, you know, and got to pay a fine and this and that and that. I'm like, you might as well just donate to the police fund instead of, you know, getting in trouble. So, you know, you got to go to court or whatever, they pay court costs and blah, 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 for a fine and this and that. And sometimes it's a big fine, you know. They try to hook you up, an $800 fine. Now you got, you know, they give you 2 years to pay it. But still, but most people don't know what's going on. You know, God told me what's going on. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, these dummies, yeah, I think they finally get mad about me telling the truth about them going to hell. And they go, how you gonna have it, you know, because I customize it, like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. Sorry, you need to educate yourself. Like I said, those Mormons, they used to come by. Just like that one book I read, because of these people stalking and harassing me, it was I read a bunch of them. You know, explained a lot. You got a lot of 80-year-old, 90-year-old Christians or whatever, Catholic, and they never read the whole Bible for themselves. And they've been going to church their whole lives, every Sunday, whatever, Saturday if you're a 7-day Adventist, and they never read the Bible, front to back, the whole Bible. And I did because I just want to know, because of the stalking, you know, something just said, you know, read it. So it's like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You know, all y'all that fake, the adults, like I said, they think just being an adult, fake nice to everybody, but you're a witch and putting spells and you're a devil worshiper, but you be nice to the people who agree with you, Democrats. They think, and they get mad because people telling them they going to hell. And oh, you got the nerve. It ain't the nerve. I'm telling the truth. I ain't speaking no truth to power. All this new whack ass shit. I don't know where they get these phrases. Truth to power. I'm telling my truth. There's no such thing as your truth. You know, remember some of them NBC or CNN black people, like when Trump was still president, they would be like, I'm telling my truth. And these are millionaires because they work on the big CNN or NBC, you know, what, CNN. And so, you know, they're at least getting the $2 million a year to be anchors, you know. The black chick, I forgot her name, Joy Reid, and them lying, just straight lying. Yeah, I've been harassed just for being black. Like, you know, these people are millionaires talking about they're oppressed. Lying to poor, broke black people and help, yeah, house niggas. I gotta tell my truth. That's how you know they lying. Ain't no such thing as my truth. It's the truth or a lie. All these shits they keep coming up that sound like some kind of black spiritual shit, you know, the ancestors, my truth, you know, what the, ain't no my truth. Think about it. If you got a girlfriend or you're a woman, you got a husband, and he don't come home, let me tell you my truth. You know, no, ain't no my truth. You don't get to tell your truth. You know, your wife been gone all night. Let me tell you my truth. No, You know, ain't no my truth. It's just the stupidest shit trying to sound like caring the adults. Just stupid motherfuckers. But anyway, back to this.
Regular ferry commuters like Deanne have seen the line violators up close. And you said you have been cut in line here?
Absolutely, yes.
How many times would you say?
To my husband and I, probably, like once a week.
In Edmonds, you will notice these signs. They're blocking the roadway, and they're here because there are intersections with access points to the ferry line.
And people have kind of stopped and they hesitate. People will cut in there.
Cutting in through here, you cheat dozens of cars out of a spot.
It's frustrating because most of us are just waiting impatiently, and because of the way the world is, nobody's going to say anything.
Hey, you know, the real simple thing, most niggas, like I said, real niggas, you gonna wait in line. That's not gangster. It's just because that's stupid. Because say, matter of fact, you transporting something, and you jump in line. Now you got caught, and and that's how you got caught. So this and that, now you going to prison for decades or whatever, because you're trying to make money. So they ain't gonna let you. Notice they don't let drug dealers go. They're sitting in the prison because you trying to escape the hood. You trying to make money and you ain't paying the Democrats. Unless you paying the Democrat, then you good. But if you ain't paying and you just doing it for yourself, you got to follow the rules. That's what we keep talking about. You don't want nobody stupid in your crew. And really, like I said, there's no need for none of that shit no more. We know the truth now. Even now, we all know the truth. The whole thing, even, since the last 100 years, really, after emancipation, into slavery, this whole thing was an attack from another country, communist country. This whole thing, the whole thing is a communist attack. Divide and conquer.
To the people cutting in, at least not to the person. If you have any altercations, then you're kind of risking your own self doing that. So when you get up to the traffic booth, you say something and they do what they can to try to call up ahead and get the people out of line.
We asked Deanne if she's ever seen anyone get violent during her commute, and she said no. However, she has seen drivers yelling at each other in frustration. Other drivers, however, they have taken their anger to the next level, which is why troopers and police will be watching this area closely.
It's not worth, going to jail over someone cutting in front of you.
And it goes without saying, cutting...
See, you hear it's two women, the women reporter, and she interviewed a woman. That's what I'm saying. If you're a communist or witch, those are your leaders. And whether you're a Christian or not, history, there's only been a few in history, Joan of Arc or whatever. I'm telling you, you're not going to win listening to women. It's not Wolfgang. See, and you're trying, the tactic that they're using to harass and piss people off and get them to get themselves in trouble, it ain't gonna work. Because like I said, we're smarter. So these people that they're arresting for fighting, they're trying to make it look like, oh, it sounds pretty stupid. Yeah, the person must be stupid. No, turns out the person is smarter than the motherfucker that arrested them. And they don't realize it. Then once the person starts talking, he calms down. And, even the cop realizes, like I said, I got experience in that. That's what they get mad about. It's like, yeah, oh shit, we got to let him go. And ain't no, oh, I'm black. Oh, no, you just know. This is just what happens. I know the law. I was a criminal justice major. Obviously, I ain't finished. I only did 2 years in college. But, and like I said, a lot of it is, them TV shows they do. Even back in the day, the ones, Perry Mason, Matlock, I used to love that shit as a teenager. Law and Order when it first came out. I didn't like L.A. Law, but, all that shit, Matlock, he wore the same suit, but he had a whole bunch of them. Is it Matlock retaining was $200,000, $100,000? Shit, just to hire Matlock. Shit, nigga, you better hope you got the money to hire Matlock. But anyway, so... you gotta, and they started, that's what's happening. They got these stupid motherfuckers, and some of them probably can't fight. They stupid and can't fight. And so they getting in there. It's like they're sending out their stupid soldiers to do this shit. and jump in front of it and cause chaos, but they expect smart people to start fighting, physically start fighting back, and they smarter. So when the cop, but they still gotta give them a fine, like, yeah, you're right, but you can't do that. And then the person probably is like, well, why are they allowed? And now we see it all the time, and y'all aren't doing anything. Do your fucking job. And they probably yelling and talking shit in the back of the police car or the trooper car all the way to the station. And like, why I wouldn't be here if y'all do y'all fucking job. Then they got to get their car towed. You know, they got to get their car out of tow, all that shit. So it's more money. That's what I'm saying. You got to pay for it. And some of these that's in cahoots with these cities, they real expensive. You know, automatically, even if your car was only towed and you was out in like an hour, it's still $200 and shit. You know, it's fucked up. These Democrats are crooked, corruption. But you know, the person they probably, exactly, another thing they knew, even though they did what they did, they probably knew not just to go to court, but they started complaining. Like, no, you can't. That's not. It's not just not fair, you know. And that's why they made up that word Karen. I never understood that one either. Oh, you're a Karen. Yeah, you know, like I said, it's probably somebody in China or wherever, some communist made that shit up, and only stupid people. You see, it didn't really catch on. Cause it don't sound. It's not gangster. What kind of gangster? Oh, you a Karen. You stop being a Karen. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not truthful. It's not. You know. It's like, yeah. Now if that's the case, somebody being a little bitch, then had the guts or the nuts to call them a bitch. But like I said, you ain't got the guts to call them a bitch to their face. Instead, you try to be. You a Karen. Like I said, that situation, it was them again trying to get people to not stick up for themselves. It was psychological warfare. You know, so they want people to feel embarrassed because you don't want to be a Karen if you say something. It's like, nah, B, that shit ain't gonna work on me. It's like you trying to talk me out my money. You know, we all read Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. You ain't have to read that shit in 6th grade. She ain't finna get me, you know, he ain't talking about his money, but he got him to whitewash that fence. You ain't finna do that, talk me out my money. Or back in the day when I was a teenager, I used to say, you ain't finna talk me out my dope. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, nah, B. You ain't finna, you know, yeah, that's another, what the niggas say, finesse. I never liked that word either. The reason I never liked that one, because it reminded me of New York. That's what New York niggas used to say when I was little. And not because it happened to me. I knew people older than me who was finessing people. You know, finesse. And by the time I got older and moved down south, you know, finesse, again, it's stealing, you know, and it's weak. And unless you really a big time finesser, like I said, in the movies, and you stealing art worth millions of, you know, you stealing jewels. Stealing just ain't worth it. You know, it's lame. It's not gangster. You know, I say it, I'm not promoting nothing. Now, if you taking somebody's shit, that's different. You know, if you took it and they ain't, you know, take it. You know, physically take it. That it's still stealing, and it ain't worth that much money. And more than likely, the motherfucker you never expected to do anything, that's probably the motherfucker that's gonna kill your ass. You know, because you keep taking from them, taking their shit. So that's another thing. It'd probably be when you least expect it. Everybody gonna be like, damn, that motherfucker, yeah, he killed his ass. You know, they arrested him, but he kept taking from him. And it's like, damn, you know, if he would have did it while he was trying to take from him, but you know, he more than likely he's gonna do it when the dude least suspect, he gonna catch him slipping. And so now he got to get arrested himself because he ain't do it. And maybe they'll go lenient on his sentencing because of the circumstances that he, you know, continually was taking his shit, and he couldn't take it no more. But it's like, you know, if you'd have did it when he's, you know, robbing you, you might have got away with it. But you know, you did it some other time, you know, 2 days later. And, you know, back then niggas probably ain't know the law that you can't do that. It's not, you know, self-defense. That's premeditated murder, you know. But that's what I'm saying. These dummies. That's what the Black Lives Matter just wanted people doing stupid shit. Just stupid. And they're trying to blame gangsters. Like, nah, they not gangsters. These are little boys in grown men body. Well, bitches, really, females who don't want to man up and take what they, or like I said, if you don't want to get caught, be smart about it. But y'all I ain't advocating nothing. Cause like I said, another thing you gotta learn somebody, you probably will, unless you get got trying to get people all the time. Best leave people alone.
And it goes without saying, cutting in line is just rude, but keep in mind it is rude and it is also an infraction. If you are caught cutting in line at a ferry terminal, that is a $139 fine. Now, if you're somebody who is in line and you notice that someone is cutting, just make sure that you get down that vehicle description. Try to get a license plate number if you can. When you get up to the till, tell one of the ferry workers, and chances are they are going to have that car moved all the way to the back of the line, or if they're a repeat offender, there are going to be greater consequences. In Edmonds, I'm Nikki Torres, Fox 13 News.
I mean, what she said right there, that reminded me, like I said, back in the day when I was a teenager. That's what I'm saying. We would talk about dumb niggas who would do shit like that. You wouldn't want to ride with them. You wouldn't want them in your crew. Because like I said, no, man, you keep doing that, da-da-da, it ain't nobody scared. You just being smart. Like, nah, man, just wait in line, quit speeding, shit like that. You don't want to hang around no dummy that keep doing dumb shit. So, and it's like you gonna get put out the crew. Hey, they ain't gonna do nothing to you, they just ain't gonna fuck with you. You can't hang, you can't do this and that, you ain't finna make no money with me. Nothing like that, you stupid. Yeah, cause like she said, but see, that's what I'm saying. In our day, we knew, as they say nowadays, consequences. That's another adult saying. There's no consequences. So you knew. I never thought of that. You just knew what's gonna happen. You're gonna get time. You might get a year. You might get 6 months. I'm talking about for small dumb shit. But if you carrying something riding dirty, you gonna go to prison for years. And all because you was driving stupid, speeding and cutting people off and switching lane to lane and all that dumb shit and running stop signs. So we learned these rules by the time you're 17 or before you 17. Hey, slow down, you gotta drive smart. And it is all a multifaceted attack. It's to get the people doing the jumping in line to feel, another adult word, entitled. They want them to, and then the other, they're entitled. There's another word they came up with. They feel entitled. I don't know where the hell they, whatever, all this dumb shit. And then they want the other people to feel violated, because that person jumped, they waited an hour. Like they said, this shit take hours. And they just come jump in line and nobody's doing anything. And this shit came to a head and they having to arrest the people who waited in line. And the good that's another thing. Yeah, you're arresting the good customers and you have to arrest them. But see, that's another thing but even though that's not a business at the ferry, was that probably the city or the county operate. But that's what I'm saying. They want good paying because it seems self-defeating. But it's not, because they're communists. They want the government to take over everything. So they want, more government. Oh, we got to, more of this and that. And they want people have to tell on each other. That's what all this about. They want, I'm telling you, and it's not that smart. It really ain't. Because really, we just got to cut the head. But these little things, like jumping in front, people did, what happens. But we got to cut off the head of the snake. You got to. That's, and I think they are. We'll see with this impeachment thing. That's another thing. It has to be some kind of way. When somebody doing as many violations as Biden, there has to be a way that to get Biden. It's like impeachment. Why isn't he arrested? And this ain't even about the election. This is what he's done purposely since whatever happened. The shenanigans, but so it's like this should be a way to just make him, arrest him. Has to be some kind of way, treason charges or something. without the Democrats' approval. And it ain't the slippery slope. Oh, we're gonna do the same thing, and once y'all know, it's not gonna be no back and forth, because people know the people aren't stupid. Only Democrats think they're smarter than the public. Only Democrat politician thinks that. Seriously. Like I said, think about it. You learned about Benedict Arnold when you was a kid. We might not have known exactly what he's done, but you understood that he did, he was a traitor. So it ain't gonna be, no slippery slope. If you do this to Biden, we're gonna, no, you're not gonna be able to. Because any sane person knows and sees what Biden is doing, and so there is no way. And anybody who tries to do it to another president who isn't doing any of this stuff, then we gonna know that they're just a traitor, another traitor. That you got to have proof. And there's more than enough proof with Biden, and not just his son, crackhead Hunter, but all that shit. And nobody's just character and this and that, and it's because like I said, I was in my unit, so I know for a fact, a private, if I got a relative like crackhead Hunter, you're not gonna get your top secret. So how in the hell is Biden the president with a son like Hunter? And it don't have. That's what they explain when you're doing the process. Tell us all this. If you got, it's like you're not gonna get in trouble. You're just not gonna get your top secret. You're not gonna get an Article 15 or nothing. And so they just tell us anything. If you and I guess I would have had to, you got to leave the MI unit or whatever. So because only MI people do the process before they go into the Army. The rest of us who end up in MI, and really not everybody, it's just me, because I was, my section, because we were commo, so we got to hear and the satellites and all this stuff. So we had to get top secret, and during the briefing and you're filling out the paper, they can tell you, even bad credit, because you're liable. Somebody can come and offer you money to to give up information, and so you can't have bad credit. You can't have a son or a relative or a brother or friends. They talk to your friends. They go back to your hometown, talk to your friends, like crackhead Hunter. But so that's another thing. People don't. Another thing is like everything I just happened to get put in, and it's prepared me for these last years right here. Just so happened, that I know it was nah, see, regular people don't know, but I know Biden can't have a top secret with somebody like a immediate relative like his son. You can't. The shady dealings like that. So what are y'all Republicans doing? He shouldn't. It's nope. He shouldn't be privy to nothing. Biden, he should have been stripped with the son of his top secret clearance or above top secret. And I know that for a fact. But, there's a female E7 doing the briefing. I'm a brand new private in my unit, and yeah, it's really, and the private, they talk about it. It's matter of fact, this white guy was telling me he was another private, maybe a couple of months. He had been there. He was, might have been at E3 already. I was a PV2. And, he's just, like trivia. He's like, who would get their top secret? Someone who said they used to deal drugs, or someone who said they cheated on a test in college? And he's talking about, like if you admitted to the person, the NCO that's in charge of doing that in my unit, he said who, the son, who would get it? And, for a second, I didn't know the answer. He said the person who said he was a drug dealer, who admitted in the proof he was a drug dealer. Why? Because the person who cheated on a test shows that he's a cheater. So you're not getting your top secret, It's not a trick question. If you admitted you cheated on a test in college or that's no, you're not getting it. Now you're in the military, you're not getting your top secret clearance. You ain't gonna get put out or nothing, nothing. You just whatever position in the the oxymoron military intelligence or whatever, you ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get your top secret because you admit it. And you're supposed to, because what if they go back and interview your old college buddies? Because really, at this point, you probably only been out of college for a year or two, and they go talk to your people, and you they find out, you know, you cheated on tests, you ain't getting no top secret clearance. And then on top of it, if you lied and they find out that, yeah, that's another. But you know, the ones, that's why they tell you that. Like I said, I remember they tell you to tell them everything. And see, it that's so it's like no way. And you see how the black folks like here they're mad. I don't know why these niggas still think this is it's a done deal. And it had nothing to do with black folks, had nothing to do with our ancestors, had nothing to do with your grandma, your granny. Ain't no disrespect. Y'all really keep getting fucked up over that word. It's like y'all are like the dumbest niggas in the world in history, getting emotional like a bitch. And you know, nah, cause the little mailman, you know, the black dude, and like I said, when I first found out about